Welcome to Firewire. You're watching Firewire. Welcome to Firewire. You're watching Firewire. Welcome to Firewire.
Tonight's special guest.
You're watching Firewire. Welcome to Firewire. You're watching Firewire.
Hey, you finally felt like showing up. Welcome to the Firewire at East Hampton Bowl. Come on in.
Hi, I'm Nicole Brewer of Hamptons.com here at East Hampton Bowl, where Firewire proudly presents I Ignite.
Welcome back to the Firewire. I'm here with Nicole Brewer. You're the president of Hamptons.com, owner, whatever, right?
No, actually, I am the executive editor and publisher of Hamptons.com. It's an online magazine all about the Hamptons.
And how did you get involved in that?
Well, I was a few cheesesteaks away in the great state of Pennsylvania. And then I went to college, met this really handsome guy, and he kissed me. After that, I was done. He lived up here in the North Fork, and I said, that's it. If I want to have this wonderful life with you and all these dreams that we had, I had to move out here. So I did. And this company, Hamptons Online, was hiring a web salesperson. And I said, okay, I've used the internet. I've been on the web. And sure, I'll give it a whirl.
I could do this.
I can do this. So I went and I worked for Hamptons Online and worked with different businesses all across the East End to build their websites. And it was a lot of fun. It was really creative. I met so many great people. And a few years into it, we decided let's build our own online magazine, because we had built websites for newspapers and magazines and any kind of organization and business across the East End. And I thought, okay, sure, let's do that. And the boss said, well, what do you think it should be? And I said, let me get back to you on that. And went home and papers all across the dining room table and drew out what I thought an online magazine about the Hamptons could be. And presented the idea to the boss the next day, and he said, great, go do that. So I worked with some tremendous programmers and coders and engineers, and that's what we built.
Awesome.
So from a couple of cheesesteaks in Philadelphia to the schwanky, fabulous Hamptons.
There you go. Hey, who? Was that a strike? You actually threw a strike? You actually threw a strike? Hey, Doug, mark it down on the calendar, will you?
We get that on film.
Did you get that on film?
You'll never see that from me. I can't bowl.
I never see it from him either. That's why I had to make such a big deal about it. So, where did you go to school?
I went to school in South Central PA. Not quite like South Central LA. South Central PA is Amish country. And you'll find Amish buggies, and apparently there's an Amish mafia. That is.
You saw that show.
I've seen the show. And
Little hokey, I think, no?
I have a friend of a friend who was a friend of Levi's, the guy on the show.
No way.
And it is true. And I did at one point in college go to a party at an Amish barn, and that parts of that really does happen.
Wow, no kidding.
No kidding, I was there.
It seemed like a lot of that show was scripted.
I think it's overly dramatic. I wouldn't say that it's scripted. But, they're trying to make a show out of just about anything these days. And you really can. I mean, you've got the noodlers, guys that fish with their hand. I can fish. I can't fish with my hand. I would never try.
Well, obviously, anybody could do a TV show. I mean, I'm on the Firewire.
It takes skill.
A little bit of skill.
It takes charisma.
A lot of personality, a little bit of skill. That's about all I've got.
You're doing great.
My mother always told me I had a face for radio. How I got into TV, I have no idea. So you went to school, and what did you go to majoring in when you were in college?
I studied business and political science, and through that learned how to be very creative. Because, of course, that's what you need when you're in politics, how to be creative, and you've got only so many different resources. You have to make something great out of it. So with all of that, I did so many different types of jobs between high school and college and just getting out of school, so that when I came up here and the opportunity to, hey, build a website, I thought, okay, haven't done that before, but I'm creative enough. I'll figure it out. And luckily worked at a company that let me do that, and work with a great team of people that let me play on the internet every day. It's my job to surf the web.
Oh, that's great to get paid for that.
It is.
Are you one of those types of people that you have to kind of be pushed? You have to feel, what's the right word? You get bored easily if you feel like you're not being pushed to stay creative and go to that next level? Do you find like just kind of ho-hum boredom?
You know what? I have never experienced boredom between working very hard and basically with no holds barred to try something new every day. We can pitch an idea. We've got a phenomenal managing partner over there at Hamptons Online who, you can pitch Joe an idea, he'll say run with it, and you can do anything. I wanted to learn how to make videos. I started a show called The Scoop. Wanted to learn how to become a journalist and an editor, had the opportunity to do that. And through that, I've won a few awards, and it's beyond anything I thought I would do.
So you like to be challenged. That's the word I was looking for while I was stuttering, folks.
I do. I like a challenge. And as much as I would love free time and vacation time, I live in a place that people go to when they're on vacation. So we're theoretically, you and I, on vacay every day. Did you know that?
Doesn't feel like it at all.
No, it doesn't. That's what vacation feels like. If you go away with your family, you're packing every day, you're dealing with dinner every day, where are we going to go every day? Same thing, but now we're out here in the Hamptons. We can look at some fabulous homes while we do that.
Yeah, that is true. Homes I can never afford. I mean, were you just talking about this $1 million rental, right? Someone's got this summer house, and they literally paid $1 million to stay there for the summer. Is that right?
Well, part of the fabulous part of my job as the editor of Hamptons.com is I get the inside scoop on so many fabulous things. Right now, it used to be a few years ago, there was a Russian heiress who rented a house in Southampton for $500,000. That was huge news. This year, $1 million rental. Because, it's inexpensive if you think about it. It's $60 million to buy an estate on the beach in East Hampton, on the ocean. But you can rent one for $1 million.
Oh, that's nothing. Frank, got to break open the piggy banks. Well, we could go get one of those. Maybe, I could afford maybe the little bungalow is next to it, just like the shower stall thing, and go sleep on the wood bench. So you're married, the man of your dreams, obviously. Have children?
I have 2 little girls, and they are 10 going on 30 and 8 going on 45. They know more than they ever should, but I look at my life with them and, the hubby and the kids and this big monstrous dog, Cooper, and we have so much fun. I'm a Girl Scout leader, so we stay really involved in the community, and you make it all work together. It's this crazy patchwork life, and eventually I will sleep, and that's it.
That's what I was just about to ask you, is where do you fit sleep into that kind of a schedule?
I think I sleep a little bit standing up, but only in the off season. And now that there's no off season out here,
Right.
I don't sleep very much.
So what kind of breed is the dog you have?
We have this huge Bernese Mountain Dog because my husband and I had never had a dog before. We didn't have pets growing up, so we thought, gee, let's get the biggest dog we can find. And we'll start there. And we now have a 112-pound dog who thinks he's a lap dog.
I know what you're going through. I have a Pointer Dalmatian mix. I work with Gimme Shelter Animal Rescue, and I'm one of the fosters. And I was a foster failure because I couldn't let this dog go. And she wouldn't let me go either. People would come to see her, and she'd hide behind me and just kind of tuck her head down. So she picked me more than I picked her. And then I have a Chihuahua.
Oh, okay.
Boy, was that a mistake. Those things don't stop yipping, and I mean, they bark at everything and anything. A new thing now what the Chihuahua does is when there's a car that drives by on the TV, she'll run to the TV and bark at the TV. I don't know what it's supposed to accomplish.
Well, sometimes dogs, you ring the doorbell to get them to go where you want, and dogs are crazy. We've decided that one dog the size of a house is not enough. And that Cooper needs a buddy, and that we don't have, enough on our plates already. Between 2 very busy kids that like sports, and my husband's a fire chief, so he's busy all the time, and the summer season's about to kick off, so
Right.
I won't see them until after the film festival in October. And we think Cooper needs a buddy.
You know what, though? In a way, that time apart is what kind of makes it all stay together. So sometimes it's good you get some breathing space.
The fall comes, and all of a sudden I realize I live in a home with a very handsome man, and it's kind of this great new thing. Hey, look at you. Good to see. Where have you been? Oh, that was right. I was out, so it's great.
Frank, when was the last time your wife said you were a handsome man? Can you remember that far back?
20 years ago.
20 years ago. She's got a good memory. I don't remember 10 years ago. Great memory. So what else would you like to share?
Oh, gosh, let's see. Well, we're about to relaunch Hamptons.com. So Hamptons.com is my middle child because I had my first daughter, Ainsley, and then had a little breathing room at the office, and then came back from maternity leave, and the boss had said, let's start a magazine. So I brainstormed ideas of what could this online magazine be? What did I want out of the Hamptons? How did I enjoy my life, I was always taking my friends and my family around as a tourist. So what did they all want to see? What did they all want to do? What they want to know? So brainstormed the ideas, worked with our phenomenal web designers at Hamptons Online, Mike Goodsell and Katrina Lovett, and Bruce Fletcher, who manages everything, and all of our systems and our network, and said, listen, let's build this website that we're all going to love. So much as any middle child will be, Hamptons.com has become the middle child that needs a lot of attention. And my poor youngest daughter, Sydney, she sits there, Mom, are you done with Hamptons.com yet? Come home. And we're about to relaunch a new version, so we're really excited.
I remember off camera you and I were talking about that. I remember the bikini cam. Figures out of everything she mentions, the bikini cam that I remember. But you said that you have cameras set up in a multitude of places. So
We do. We've got cameras that are set up at Southampton, at Cooper's Beach in Southampton, where you can see live streaming. Click on it right now. You will see somebody walking their dog across the beach. You'll see the seagulls fly by. I've got friends who actually watch it all summer long. Make their kids sit right. Nope, you're out of frame. Go to the left. Go to the left. Good. Now I can see you. You stay there while mommy's at work. And people do it while they're on conference calls. I've been in meetings with folks and they're on a conference call, so they're looking in the screen and they're Skyping with someone. Behind that, they've got the beach cam going.
Right.
And it's great. You definitely get a bird's eye view. And so many folks when they're in New York, and we've got this one great lady down in Florida, she'll call up, could you clean off the beach cam? It's a little smudgy. So we call Bruce and he'll go out and wipe off the camera and people then comment and wave, hi, Bruce is cleaning the cam. And so the beach cam, because it is only not even 5 minutes from my office, I have a hard time watching that camera because I know that it's only 5 minutes from the office. So I really enjoy watching the Harbor Cam, which is at 3 Mile Harbor in East Hampton at the marina there. I don't have a yacht, so it's nice to watch them come in. I can't easily get there from my office, so I don't feel like it's just 5 minutes away and I could sneak away to get on the boat. So that one's fun to watch. And where we have the cameras so high up, you feel the clouds going across the top of the camera. It's really wild.
I can't even afford a rowboat. So I couldn't imagine what I'd do with a yacht.
Check out the Harbor Cam. It is fantastic to watch. The clouds are gorgeous. The sunset will take you. I will end my days watching that sunset. It is so beautiful.
So make sure you go to the new Hamptons.com. New Hamptons.com.
New and fabulous.
Updated, fabulous. I really appreciate you coming down to the Firewire. Thanks so much for being a guest of mine.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back to the Firewire. I'm sitting here with iIgnite. These guys just rocked it out for you. After the interview is done, they're going to go do another song for you. In the meantime, guys, why don't you introduce yourself and tell the people what your instrument is.
Cool. Hi, I'm Eddie, vocals.
You have a last name?
Eddie Rassiopi.
I'm James Miller, drummer.
It's Joe Meyer, bass guitar and vocals.
Stefan Milana, guitarist.
You were also the growler, right? You were the,
Yes.
man, why don't you give us a little bit of that? Yeah, it's pretty good. I couldn't do that. So you guys have a CD that's out called iIgnite. Frank, you want to zoom in on that? My shaky hands. All right. So where your website? Give people your website so they can get merch.
Sure. If you want to check us out, our website is www.iignitemusic.com. And we got a lot of stuff for you to check out. We got some merch. I'm not sure. Are we allowed to give the merch site too? Are we allowed to give that?
Oh, they can get it off your website,
Yeah,
right?
you can get it off our website, so that's cool. So if you want to check us out, we got 3 songs on this CD, and we have on our merch store, we have a whole bunch of other merch that you can check out, including t-shirts, CDs, dog tags, hoodies, and so on and so forth.
All right, cool. How'd you guys get together?
Actually, I'm gonna let Stefan answer that one.
Oh, yeah.
Pull in, Stefan. Pull in. I don't bite.
All right.
Well, sometimes.
I kind of hoped you did. So, pretty much what happened was Eddie was in a band along with these 2 other people called For the Taking. And he had a bunch of songs that weren't being used and a lot of things that, he was just writing and was doing nothing with. And he showed me these songs and I was like, what are you what are you doing with these songs? He's like, I have no idea. And I suggested that we get a band together, and he's like, well, do you know anyone that would play? And we ended up, starting to find people. We, another person in the band who isn't here is Corey. He was the first one that we called to, the other guitarist to start this project going, and then we got Joe, and then we now have James over there doing the drums. And at first it was only supposed to be a one-time show, just to show these songs off, and we got such a great response that, iIgnite came to be a full-time band.
Yeah, you guys really, I mean, you guys rocked. It sounded really tight. Vocals was sharp. The growling. For some reason, it shouldn't surprise me just by looking at you that you would be the growler.
You know what? Before this band, I have never sang before.
Is that right?
Or screamed. So this is me actually finding my voice, and it kind of sounds like Satan.
Anybody?
He's very pretty, isn't he? He's very pretty to be screaming and growling that way.
Dude, you have a face made for radio, my friend.
That's me.
Did you
That joke.
Did you guys get any comparisons to like Linkin Park at all? Because it kind of, not that you sound exactly like them, but it kind of has that vibe to it.
Well, I don't think we've ever gotten any comparisons to Linkin Park per se. They seem to be a little bit more like hip hopish than we are. But at the same time, like I could see where somebody would see that, where there's a lot of screaming and then singing and screaming and singing. We have more of a mainstream sound. I would consider us to be more of like an alternative rock band, spanning out through that entire genre. I personally don't like labeling. Because that kind of narrows your writing perspective, and it basically makes you shrink.
Yeah.
And I like having that wide open ability to be able to write anything and have it, as long as it's good, it should be used. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how I feel about it. So, and these guys, they are awesome, and these guys they've been playing with me now for a little while, and it's really just been like a magical thing to have come together. And be able to play these songs as a live performance,
Well, it was funny when they weren't around, you weren't saying those nice things about them.
Oh,
so
no. They're all looking at me.
So I'm sure you're booked up and down the island. You guys went to South by Southwest, right? You played there too. What was that like?
Yeah, South by was amazing. We had our guitar player Corey, who's actually not here right now. We used his vehicle.
Yeah, hold on, I got to. Corey, you're a punk, by the way. I know you had another thing to do, but you could have stuck around for the interview. But you're lucky I like these guys.
We love Corey. Corey's awesome. Corey was nice enough to let us use his vehicle, and his family was cool enough to let us do that. And I'll get that.
Thank you. My phone keeps going off here.
Long story short, we actually just recently purchased a trailer, and we went out, made the drive out to South by Southwest, played. It was gorgeous in Texas. I would love to go back there. We had a blast. We played in front of a ton of people who were open and accepted us, and I think everybody would be open to going back and doing it again. If you're a band and you have the chance to play South by Southwest, it is 100% worth it. It's awesome. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's right. When we went down to South by, we thought we got invited down there, and then we got invited down there again to play 2 shows. So because we were going down there with such purpose, we were like, you know what, why don't we get together and represent Long Island while we go down there? So what we did was, actually Joe came up with the idea, which is pretty awesome. We made a small sampler of about anywhere from 15 to 20 bands, and it was all Long Island music, including us. And when we went down there, we had some pretty awesome shows that were right there on 6th Avenue. Bands the island kind of got together and decided that this was going to be a good thing, and we gave out the samplers of some of the band's songs. They're great songs from great bands on Long Island that the West Coast would never get to hear from, otherwise. Gotcha. So
you have a show coming up on May 4th. Where's that at?
May 4th, we are playing with an amazing band called Lakeview. They are signed to Archaic Records, and we are playing in, I believe it is Deer Park at a place called, what's the name of it?
I think it's One Stop Media. It's a warehouse.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of like a new place that bands are playing at now, and the lineup for that show is going to be incredible, and the kids are going to come out for it. Should be a good time.
All right, cool. Well, I appreciate you guys coming out. I Ignite. Really, you guys rocked. I really appreciate it.
Thanks,
Way to go, Growler. Thank you very much. When we come back, you're going to get another song from I Ignite. We'll be back after this. by for this episode of the Firewire. I love you, Jake. Take care of your mom. For now, get out. We'll see you next week.
Welcome to Firewire. You're watching Firewire. Welcome to Firewire. You're watching Firewire. Welcome to